Welcome. Listen, guys, if you've been following us along, if you're an entrepreneur, leader, dreamer, or someone who knows you were created for more, you are exactly in the right place. Johnny Wan here, Over the Top MC. We're officially counting down the days to achieve Biz Explosion in Denver. Over the last few weeks, the last few days, we've pulled back the curtain, introduced you to some of the most incredible speakers who are about to light up that Denver stage. And today, ladies and gentlemen, you're going to be super stoked. Our next guest needs absolutely no introduction, but let's be honest, giving her no introduction would probably be the first time that's ever happened. Powerhouse entrepreneur, television personality, pitch expert, and someone who has helped generate billions with a B in sales. But here's what I love most. You ready? Behind every giant brand is a person with a story. Forbes Riley, welcome to the show. Excited to have you.
Well, hello. What a lovely introduction. Cannot wait to meet you in 2 days in Denver, Colorado.
Oh, Denver is going to be straight running fire, and I cannot wait. But so thank you for coming on here. And I want to get right into it, if that's cool, Forbes, because you've been introduced 1,000 different ways.
Yes.
But I want to know, what's something that people assume about Forbes Riley that is completely wrong?
That I'm a badass bitch. You know, you can assume whatever you want about me. People, when they hear this story, I think they're blown away by this shy little girl who couldn't communicate. Nobody could understand a word that I said. And now I'm so passionately committed to whether I've been a stand-up comedian, a soap opera actress. I've been on Broadway. I have done movies. I've got a movie right now on Netflix where I play the bad girl. And then 197 infomercials, 35 years of home shopping. And the crazy thing with my brand new book that just hit USA Today.
Yes.
I'm just getting started.
Just scratching the surface, baby. So in the introduction, I said you've generated billions in sales.
Yeah.
What do most entrepreneurs completely misunderstand about influence, persuasion, and making that sell?
That it's about them. They spend too much time talking about themselves. Hi, I've got this new product and I love it. And I think it's wonderful. And I'm so passionate about it. And you should get it because you need it. Bullshit. Nobody ever bought what they needed. You buy what you want. Your job as an expert entrepreneur is to get someone to want what you have. How do I know that? Well, because I play lots of little games. I grew up the daughter of a magician, so I love doing magic tricks. John, would you like to see something cool?
Absolutely.
How did I know you'd say yes? Well, you're an entrepreneur and you're really successful. Don't ask a question you don't know the answer to. I mean, that sounds kind of crazy. Here, I'll do it again. I have a fitness product that I created. And if I asked you, hey, do you want to see something cool? What do you say?
Yeah.
Then give me your thumbs. Give me your thumbs. Now, you just gave me your thumbs and we're through a video camera. I cannot put this on your thumbs, but you gave them to me anyway, which means that you listened to an embedded command. You just did something that I told you to do. Wow, if you knew that you had that much power and that words mattered that much, you would choose them more wisely.
Wow. Oh, that, guys, you better go ahead and just write that down. That is a writer downer, and that would probably be worth the price of admission if you're coming to Denver. And if you're not coming to Denver, you're going to want to, you should have FOMO. Forbes, was there ever a moment where Forbes Riley, the brand, looked unstoppable, but Forbes Riley, the person, was quietly fighting something nobody saw?
You know, it's such an interesting thing to unpack. Next week, when you go to the grocery store, you've been to a grocery store, right? See all those, You see all those magazines? There's one called Women's World there.
Yeah.
I said many years ago, I said, I want to be on the cover of that. When I launched my book, I said to my PR person, I want to be on the cover of that. Next week, I'm going to be on the cover of that. Let me tell you something. And what's interesting about the story that they chose to run is 2.5 years ago, I was in a really bad car accident. I was in Iceland with my family. We hit a patch of ice. Cars would go skating and smash down on my side of the bus we were on. And my face goes through the glass. And I will tell you what, I have my eye, my cheek, my face, and my brain. I tore my shoulder to shreds. And right after that, my husband's a professional bodybuilder. And he said there was a competition in our hometown. I was the only one who got really injured. And I found myself saying I was at the highest body fat percentage I'd been since I gave birth to twins. I was at 33%. My professional bodybuilding husband was at 9%. And I said, you know what? We have 99 days. I'm going to be in a bikini fitness competition at 94. And I'm the heaviest I've been since I got pregnant. I then committed. I flipped a switch, which is the next book I'm writing. I lost 35 pounds, 15% body fat, half the body fat I had. And I got on stage and got a medal, not one time, but I did it 3 times. I ended up in the Arnold Classic. And I got to tell you, there are moments when you hit rock bottom because you're tired, you're hungry, you've been working out, you're building muscle, your body's going through changes. And then the most miraculous thing happened, because I think that life happens for you, not to you. On day 67, and I went live every day, I start to talk and tears are streaming out of my face. And I'm seeing a bridge come at me. And I'm like, what the hell's going on? I'm having a horrible moment. And then it dawned on me that the reason that I don't wear bikinis, the reason that I always yo-yo dieted, is because I wasn't a little molested when I was 15. I had a whole lot more going on. And I never, ever, ever shared it. It happened. I went home to my dad. He said, how are you doing? I said, fine. My mom said, how are you doing? I went upstairs, slammed my door, and completely forgot about it, but hid it in my back fat in the back of my body. And when I got a certain weight that I'd never gotten to before, it all came up.
Wow. Wow. And that's the power of vulnerability, right? You're able to speak of it now, that mess becomes your message kind of thing. Wow.
Oh, absolutely. It started, I unpacked and explained a lot of why Forbes Riley does some of the things that she does, the way that she does it. And yes, I do talk about her in the third person because it was not the name I was born with. It is some of the character that I become. And she's definitely a little bit more powerful than I will ever be. She is a badass. She relentlessly talks to people. You know, during my 20s, and most people don't know this. And by the way, one of the cool things about being my age is that every decade I've had a different life. So I have a lot to talk about. But in my 20s, I delivered something called singing and stripping telegrams. You know what that is?
I can just imagine.
I don't know if you can. That's crazy. Nobody could. We started this company in the early 80s. And I would show up and there was no sex, no touching, no nudity. I did them in office buildings, at parties, on commuter trains, on a soap opera set, and all kind of places where I was wearing something about a bikini underneath my clothes. And I had like 18 layers of clothes. And your wife or your husband would have hired me to embarrass you to no end. Ooh. And I would pretend to be somebody from iHeartRadio, Johnny, and I'm going to offer you a $3 million contract because I love the sound of your voice. You're like, okay. And everybody, all your friends are hiding behind doors, watching you make an absolute ass of yourself. And we're all just loving this and watching you drool. And then at some point I turned on my little tape recorder and I was like, happy birthday, Johnny. It's your birthday. And you go, oh, I got a singing telegram. And then the music would go. And I would slowly unbutton. And you're like, what are you doing? My wife is there. My girlfriend's there. My secretary's there. My boyfriend's there. And I would embarrass men to no end. I did 10,000 of those. It took me 40 years to remember why I wanted to embarrass people so much.
Wow. Unbelievable. Forbes, our time is flying by. And thank you for sharing those stories with us. Hey, listen, before we wrap this thing up, if you could wave a magic wand over every entrepreneur walking into the Denver convention, what mindset shift would instantly change their business?
Okay, so guys, I brought these with me. The cool thing about this book is
Save me one. I got one.
It is in color. It is a very inspirational, motivational book about how I worked with Jack LaLanne and Tony Horton and Serena Williams and lots of people, all the infomercials that I did. But A is attitude. How you walk in anywhere begins with your A, and you can either be an ass or you can have an amazing attitude. B is belief, and it goes on. This book is not only actionable, but there's also these beautiful QR codes at the end of lots of chapters called Easter eggs, where I gift you thousands of dollars worth of free videos and insights and a commission card. There's so many things that I give inside. This book is a doorway, because I firmly believe, what can I say to everybody who's walking into there? That if you saw The Wizard of Oz, the craziest thing about it is I am the wizard. Did you know that?
Yeah. Stop it.
Yeah, no, I absolutely am, because I'll tell you
I believe it.
Well, here's the funny thing, John, and it's really important for you to know this, is that The Wizard of Oz was a lot of smoke and mirrors. The Wizard of Oz had the courage to say to these 4 strangers who gave over their power, who didn't believe in themselves at all, and said, please make me whole, give me a heart, give me a brain, make me go home, give me courage. And they pleaded with him, but he ultimately had no power, but he did. He said, you've always had it inside of you. So I am the wizard, and so are you.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Yes, guys, that's what I call the ultimate writer downer. Again, you guys are not going to want to miss. If that doesn't make you want to come to Denver, get your copy of the book.
I'm bringing them with me.
Oh my goodness. You gotta be.
Yeah, I got a crazy discount price. I think everybody, every child, every grandma, everybody who's ever had an idea What's in here is so freaking actionable. How does a little girl who came from a broke environment with parents who had broke mentalities, who mom was overweight, my whole life all of a sudden become a bodybuilder at 64, knock on wood, live the life of her dreams, and have over 247,000 students who have taken a leap of faith and said, you know, Forbes, you think differently than anybody else on this planet. And I'm happy to have been that. I was always an oddball. And all of a sudden, it's my turn.
Yes. You know, I having been somebody that's gone through your course, and it was just a little ad that ran through Facebook. I clicked on it. This was over a year ago. And here I am with you live and in person. We're recording this for the Denver Explosion. I'm going to get to MC on the stage where you're going to be keynoting. And the one thing that I got when I went through your course was this quote that says, what lies behind you and what lies ahead of you pales in comparison to what lies within you. And I love that you bring that out in people. You share that. And I cannot wait for the mindset shift that the entrepreneurs, the speakers, the coaches are going to get in Denver. From the queen pitch herself, can you go ahead and just give everybody a 60-second pitch to come to Denver, and we'll wrap this up right there.
One of the most amazing things that you can do is get into a room with other like-minded people. I've had the chance to be in summits and in seminars. I had no idea the first time why I was even going to one. All I know is I left a changed person, and every time I show up, something inside of me elevates. I've gotten to the status of now $2.5 billion. If you believe that you were meant for more, not that you have any idea how to do it, but you believe that you were meant for more, I'm going to tell you something. You don't have to be great to start, but you have to start to be great. And the crazy thing about this life is you don't have to show up, and your life is going to go on, but I'm going to tell you, do the same thing that you've always done. Don't expect anything different, because you're going to get the same results you've always gotten. I promise. Vanessa and the crew have put together a beautiful lineup, an insightful way of interacting, workshop day on the first day. You guys, there's so much to be gotten. Don't do it alone. Alone, you can probably go fast, but you can't go very far substantially. Lock arms with people who can elevate you, lift you, motivate you, mentor you. That's what that room will be full of. I'm flying halfway across the country, or all the way across the country, just to get there, to celebrate with you the idea that entrepreneurship is a state of mind. It means that you don't follow the status quo. You don't know what 9 to 5 is because you dream of 9 to 9, and you dream of vacations and be able to work on your laptop. I get that. If you don't know the secrets and the skills and the tips and the tricks, show up.
Bingo. Done. Guys, Forbes, thank you so much. And remember, guys, in business, one conversation, one relationship, one intentional connection can change everything. And Denver is going to be that connection for you guys. Hey, we'll see you guys there. Thank you, Forbes.
I can't wait. Bye, everybody. I'm getting a plane. I got to go.